Hi guys, welcome to the 9th episode of Comicgeddon.
Where all geek culture collide.
We've got a great episode for you today. We're on a new channel now, Comicgeddon TV on YouTube.
Welcome if you're watching on there now.
The full broadcast of our show, which will be half an hour to an hour long broadcast, will still be on John's Geeking Out Comics channel as well as my channel as well. And then the individual episodes will be put onto Comicgeddon TV.
Which you could just Google that on YouTube.
And of course, all these episodes are a Dutch oven production. Directed and produced by S.M. Cornwall.
And how fit is that it's called Dutch oven? Because my girlfriend gets pissed at me all the time.
I keep threatening my wife to do it to her.
She'll leave me if I do that.
Yeah, so stay tuned, guys.
Welcome back to Comicgeddon, where all geekdom collide. So we started out doing various reviews on books, and it kind of branched out to books, video games, and now we're doing toys as well. Check out the review for Master Universe Classics from last week. This week we're going to continue to go back in time because anybody who's anybody remembers these guys. The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers from 1993, debuted September of 1993 on the Fox network, Fox Kids channel on Saturday mornings. I get a lot of people who are like, why don't you sell these? You can get so much money for them. And you can. These are probably worth literally thousands of dollars at this point. And this is the reason why. Back in 1993, this little show comes out about 5 teenagers with attitude who are chosen by Zordon to save it from the evil Rita Repulsa and her minions of monsters. To do so, they have power coins, which enable them to morph into, brightly crayon-colored superheroes. The leader always being the Red Ranger. At that time, it was Jason. And of course, when Rita was about to lose, she would make her monster grow. And then they would call upon their mighty Zord vehicles to form the Megazord. The cool thing about this is later on they added a 6th Ranger, the Green Ranger, who was probably the most popular Ranger on the entire series. So much so that when he was supposed to die, they kept him on instead. And they even decided to use other old footage from Japan and bring in the White Ranger version just to keep him on. So, and a little nod to Jason David Frank. I doubt you're watching, but if you are, cool, man. You're awesome. So he would have his own Zord, and of course the Megazord would form with the Dragon Zord. And this would be the basis of every episode of the show. As hokey and, corny as it was still, for some reason, really cool. And of course, the show warranted an action figure line. Quite possibly some of the hardest action figures to find, especially at the time. I managed to pick up the Dragon Zord, which came with a Green Ranger action figure, which I have right here in this case for display here at the store. I bought it probably about 2 or 3 weeks before the show even aired. So at Toys R Us, the aisles were packed with Power Ranger figures not being bought because nobody knew what they were. Well, enter September 1993, that special Saturday morning when Power Rangers first aired. You go back to Toys R Us or Ventures or Kmart, good luck finding an action figure. Gone. And you wouldn't find them ever. If you did, you're lucky to get out of the store without getting your rear end kicked by a mom, because there were parents fighting other parents for action figures. I mean, these were like the creme de la creme of toys.
To interrupt you a little bit real quick, the only one my brother was able to find was the Black Ranger. That's how rare they were. And the only times we ever got the actual figures, the actual, 4 or 5 inch
They were
figures
about 4 inch
was
figures.
the flip head ones.
They morphed. You squeezed their legs and their heads flipped from a helmet to what they look like under the helmet.
And we tried like crazy to get one of the Megazords, and my mom had it on at Kmart on
Layaway?
yeah, on layaway for Christmas one year, and she just couldn't make the payments on it because they were just priced so high. And
I think the Megazord alone at the time was close to about $20 or $30. I managed, this is my original Megazord here in the case. Again, another one I probably will never part with because of the sentimental value of it. It was a graduation present. My mom found it at Adventures. To give you an idea how long this is, those of you who remember the store Ventures, she actually held on to this action figure for about 2 or 3 hours in the store, walking around until my dad got home from work. She called my dad up on a payphone, because there were no cell phones back in 1993, and he came to where she was at, staying there for like 2 or 3 hours with this, holding on to this, so because it was the last one, and they ended up buying it, wrapping it, and then I got it for a graduation present, which at the time I thought was a Super Nintendo until I unwrapped it and realized it's the Megazord. The last thing in the world I thought I'd ever get, because nobody could ever find these things. Literally, they were really impossible. Not just action figures, anything Power Rangers, stickers, folders, anything that had Power Rangers on it, good luck getting a hold of it. I'm holding in my hands right now, just so to tell you just how popular the show still is. This is from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. This is the Legacy Dragon Dagger, the weapon used by the Green Ranger to summon his Dragon Zord. This has a lot of weight to it, by the way, and they play sounds, and if you hold down the mouthpiece, then the noise changes, and that sounds so awesome. And of course, when he wanted to, that was to summon the Dragon Zord. When he wanted the Dragon Zord to do something, he'd give it a command, and what's even cooler about this is, check this out. And it plays the whole song. So they released these for a, get this, 20th anniversary. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, not Mighty Morphin, but Power Rangers is still on the air. That was for the 20th anniversary. They're on the 23rd season of Power Rangers right now.
And they're getting ready to do a movie, which they just debuted, Rita Repulsa's new look.
Yeah, which we'll get into that maybe next week.
Yeah.
Because I think we just kind of forgot about it till then. But I mean, these action figures, I mean, look at this. I consider myself this is my collection displayed here at the store. I'm very, very lucky, very fortunate to have this collection. In here, I have the actual original Dragon Dagger. This is the Legacy Morpher over here with the Green Ranger.
Now, are the coins metal or plastic?
The coins that come with the Legacy Morphers are metal. They are 100% metal. They're very heavy to weight. All the Legacy Megazords that they've released, which I have the Legacy Dragon Zord down here. All the weapons. I mean, there is a lot of weight to these weapons.
I think that's probably about 5 pounds easy.
This is probably about 5 pounds. This is the White Ranger's Legacy Saban, which also makes noises. He talks. I mean, it's the same voice from the TV show.
Activate the Tiger Zord.
Look at that.
Light Tiger Zord. Tiger mode. Battle ready now.
I'm not sure how well it's coming across on camera, but his eyes actually light up too.
That was most impressive.
And of course, he makes. That's all he does there, and he does the. So, and of course, just like the original vintage toy, the blade extends. So I'll give these to you to hold. you can turn that one off. So, I mean, I actually had a customer come in who we were talking about Power Rangers one day. He actually brought in a bag with all 6 Power Ranger figures in it. It says, here, these are for you. Gives them to me free of charge. So, I mean, I had in my collection already the Green Ranger and the Red Ranger. So here I had an extra Red Ranger, I had an extra Green Ranger, and then of course I had figures that I never were able to find before, the Black Ranger, Yellow Ranger, Pink Ranger, Blue Ranger. I never had these figures before. So to actually finally own those, the complete collection, was just awesome. But I was very fortunate to find other Zords later on at the store for sale originally. And I mean, the legacy of this show is just amazing. Unfortunately, the figures over the years have declined in quantity. They don't look as good anymore. Quality. There we go. That's the word. The quality. The figures they had so much detail to them. You were able to move their feet, their waist, their heads, shoulders. They had twists at the leg joints, and they bend. They had such great articulation for these giant figures. And now they've kind of done away with the giant figures. They're more scaled down to the 4-inch figures. And the paint detail is just god awful. I recently bought a Megazord for for Dino Charge. And the front of the Zord is painted, but if you turn it to the back, there's no paint detail whatsoever on it. It's just horrible. The quality of these figures. You get a Ranger with a motorcycle now. The Ranger is not fully painted, detailed at all. It's just. But the shows are still alive. They're still going. They're on Super Dino Charge now. They're going to be doing another Power Rangers series soon. Plus, as Shannon mentioned, they're going to be doing a Power Rangers movie which comes out next year. As still a Power Ranger fan, I'm excited because, I mean, I'm able to go back with the box set DVDs and rewatch my childhood. And this is really up there for me as far as with He-Man, Ninja Turtles, G.I. Joe. These action figures here are up there with, as far as my favorite shows of all time and my favorite action figures, because these were just amazing. And there hasn't been an action figure series out to date that matched the challenge of trying to find them. You had Ninja Turtles, but you were always able to find a Ninja Turtle figure. You had the Pokemon? No, not Pokemon. What was the
Beanie Babies?
Beanie Babies. You were always able to find. Maybe not the Beanie Baby you want, but you were always able to find Beanie Babies. Power Rangers, you weren't able to find a Power Ranger figure anywhere.
And they shut down the roadways in L.A. whenever they appeared for autograph signings.
That's just how big this show was, and there hasn't been another show to even remotely come close to the popularity of the Power Rangers back in 1993 when they first aired.
Let me ask you something, John. What is the significance to the power coins being actually on the Rangers' chests as the figures?
That was the original design.
Oh, it was?
The original design for the figures where they were going to have the little crest on their side. Of course, on a TV show they didn't. But in the movie, if you watch the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, they actually do have them on their chest, which of course later on the action figures for the movie did. So that was just the original design for him. And if you have the Green Ranger with the shield, if you take the shield off, he also actually has the symbol on his chest.
Which actually, he didn't actually have the dragon power coin symbol. He actually had a
dragon,
Godzilla-looking dragon.
Yeah, very much Godzilla-looking, because his dragon sword was very much like a Mecha Godzilla-looking creature, which is why that was the first figure I bought, because I'm a huge Godzilla fan. If I had actually Godzilla action figures, I'd be bringing them in and showing them to you. But unfortunately, those are the most expensive action figures that you can find, and they're usually just a solid plastic with a movement arms, legs, and head, and they run probably close to about $20 a figure, if not more. So, rating on the original Power Ranger figures. Sorry to take any out. If I touch this, they'll all fall. And I'm spending an hour trying to put them back in. Especially the original figures, I'm out of on a 5-point scale. I'm giving these action figures a total big thumbs up and a solid 5, because these figures really were just amazing at the time. And to me, I think they really do. I think they really are still amazing. And though they're you can find Power Ranger figures on the shelf at any local Walmart, Target, you know, nothing compares to the original.
Nothing compares to you.
We'll be back with Shannon's review of Assassin's Creed.